right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video on Brock Purdy and a couple of plays that really stood out to me against the Cleveland Browns. Now, first of all, let's talk a little bit about Brock Purdy and his game against the Cleveland Browns overview. It was not a good game. He was 12 of 27, 125 yards. Niners scored on their first possession. They scored on their and they drove down to score on their last possession. In between was a lot of offensive futility, and Purdy's numbers were not great. 12 of 27, 125 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He was sacked 3 times. The Browns played a lot of man coverage in this game, and Purdy struggled. He had a 55.3 rating. But there were a couple plays that I want to go through here that I think really show that the 49ers have their quarterback of the future. I'm going to show you this play here. This is the first play that we're going to talk about is a 3rd and 12 on a third. No, it was a 3rd and 13 on the 49ers' third offensive possession. Okay. And this is a play where Purdy stayed in the pocket and delivers an absolute strike to Brandon Ayuk against Denzel Ward. And it was really an amazing play by Purdy. And it's just the kind of play that, it's like in the midst of a football game, it goes unrewarded because it was an incompletion. But it was a phenomenal play by Purdy. All right, here's the situation. It's a 7-0 game. 49ers leading the game. This is their third offensive possession. They're beginning at their own 37-yard line. It's the 4th play of the drive. This is the play after Spencer Burford had an illegal hands to the face penalty that took a 3rd and 3 and made it 3rd and 13. So now you got Brock in an empty set, Niners in 12 personnel, 3 wide receivers, 1 running back, 1 tight end. Cleveland comes with a 5-man pressure, and it was a unique 5-man pressure in that they had Anthony Walker. First of all, their 5 guys on the surface were they had Myles Garrett at right defensive end. They had Anthony Walker lined up at defensive tackle, number 5. Inside next to him was Mo Hurst. And then you had Zadarius Smith and you had Okoronkwo. So in reality, you got a 5-man rush with 3 defensive ends, or Okoronkwo, Zadarius, and Garrett, and a linebacker, and a pass rushing tackle. They took Tomlinson off the field. He's their run stuffer. They bring in Mo Hurst. So this is like their NASCAR package, if you will. It's a 5-man rush with 3 defensive ends. Zadarius Smith lined up at defensive tackle, at left defensive tackle, and you got Walker kind of playing left defensive or right defensive tackle. And at the snap, what you're going to see is that Walker lining up at defensive tackle, they play a game up front, and Zadarius Smith, basically comes around, loops around. Walker takes Banks out of the hole and leaves a wide open lane for Zadarius Smith. And Zadarius Smith gets a free run at Brock Purdy. While this is going on, Mo Hurst beats his man as well. And so you got 2 guys in the lap of Brock Purdy. And what he does is he stays in the pocket, stares down two physical defensive linemen, Zadarius Smith and Mo Hurst, bearing down on him, didn't flinch, delivers an absolute strike in against man coverage to Brandon Ayuk going against Denzel Ward, and he just drops it. He just drops the ball. So I'm going to show you this play. Now we're looking at it in the sideline wide here. Here it is. You got Purdy pre-snap, and he's in an empty set. 3 wides. That's McCaffrey up top and the tight end on the bottom. So you got as I said, you got 3 wide receivers, 2 tight end, or 1 back, 1 tight end, and you got Ayuk top right, on the top offensive right, and Ayuk just gets Denzel Ward, and and Purdy's going to him. But to me, it's amazing when you look at the way the Niners didn't pick up the pressure. He's staring down the gun of 2 rushers, and he still delivers an absolute strike. Look at this. and he takes a big hit. He puts it right on Ayuk's hands, and Denzel is celebrating like, hey, man, look at this. I did it. I did it. He didn't do anything. Ayuk dropped the ball. We'll pause it. So Walker takes Banks out of the hole, and you got Za'Darius looping around while Mo Hurst is beating his man on the other side. So now you got full run Za'Darius Smith in the eyes of the quarterback, and you got Hurst bearing down. They're going to meet at Purdy's face, and yet Purdy finds a way to stare it down. He doesn't cower in the face of the pressure, and he delivers a ball. And watch the ball he delivers. He puts it right on Ayuk's hands. Ayuk's got a step on Denzel, just doesn't catch it. Just doesn't catch it. Watch it again. And here we go once again. And you look at this. You got Walker who's showing blitz. You got the unbalanced line there, and you basically are going to have a game up front where Walker takes Banks, Za'Darius loops around, Hurst beats his guy, and Purdy just throws a dime, absolute dime. Watch this one here. Here it is again. Nice little game up front. Here comes Za'Darius and Mo Hurst. Boom, the ball's out, and it's right to Ayuk. And Denzel Ward celebrating. But he's had nothing to celebrate because he was beaten for a touchdown here if Ayuk holds on. From the end zone wide. Absolute strike on a little post, skinny post there by Ayuk. Ward doesn't get a hand on it when you look at the close-up. And incomplete pass. And the Niners are punting. But this is a unique look at the line of scrimmage. You got a game that worked well. You got two guys with free runners basically at the QB, and he stands in against it, and he delivers an absolute dime to Ayuk, puts it right on the money that should have been 6. And he dropped it. He dropped it. So there you go. It's football, right? It's not always going to work out. But that's what we're looking at right there. This, to me, tells you a lot about Brock Purdy. One, he's got courageousness. He can throw with anticipation, and he can throw with accuracy down the field. This one takes a lot, too. This is a nicely designed stunt. Za'Darius Smith, Mo Hurst combo hit. Ayuk for 6. Oh, he drops it. Denzel Ward celebrates. So there you go. That's the first play. That one really stood out to me. Okay, so now we'll take that away and we'll add another play here. Now this is a different play. This is going to be the second play we're going to look at here. Let me just freeze it for a second while I give you the little scenario. This is a 2nd and 8 play from the 50. Another second quarter play. This is right after Kareem Hunt scored in the second quarter on a 16-yard halfback toss to make it 10-7 49ers. So it's 2nd and 8 from the 50. The 49ers' 5th offensive possession. The drive began with 5 minutes and 38 seconds left on their own 25-yard line. This is the 8th play of the drive. And Purdy hits Juwan Jennings on an in-breaking route. Niners in 12 personnel, 2 wides, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. Jennings lines up on the offensive right side. He goes in motion pre-snap. He gets matched up in man-to-man coverage on the free safety, Rodney McLeod. And it's just a great anticipatory throw from Purdy to Jennings in the void. And, to me, it shows how decisive Brock is, how accurate he is, and how well he reads it. You're going to see him process. You're going to see him be decisive, and you're going to see him be accurate. Here it is again, or here it is for the first time. So that's the sideline wide angle. It's almost more impressive, I think, in some ways from this angle from the end zone. You see Jennings go in motion. Purdy takes a short drop and just delivers it between 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders with anticipation, puts it right on the hands to Juwan Jennings. Absolute, almost could not be thrown any better than that. Beautiful pass play from Purdy to Jennings. Once again, 50-yard line, 2nd and 8, second quarter situation. Takes a little stop, boom, right to Jennings. Jennings makes the catch. Just a nice, decisive anticipation throw versus man coverage by Purdy to Jennings, and he hits him right there between one, two, three, four defenders, all in the area. Just puts it right on the hands. Very accurate throw. And to me, both those throws were impressive. And people say, "Oh, well, Purdy can't make these throws against man coverage." He just put it into a window right there with one, two, three, four defenders, all in the area, and he threw it on time, didn't hesitate, read it all the way. He knows exactly where he's going. He's waiting for him to hit the void. As soon as he hits the void, he threw it before he hit the void. So it wasn't like he threw it. The guy got open and then he threw it. He throws this ball with anticipation. He's got Jennings. He knows where he's going. He's got Jennings matched up, man to man. Boom, hits him in stride. Nice little completion down to the 30-yard line. And it wasn't the most precise route by Jennings, but it's just Brock understanding what the coverage was pre-snap, where he was going to go, and then putting it on his receiver's hands on time in the void of the defense. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. So once again, you look at the game that Purdy had, and you say, wow, some of those numbers were really, he wasn't very good. 12 of 27, 125 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 3 sacks, 40.6 QBR, 55.3 quarterback rating. And it's all true. It wasn't one of his better games. He had 3 bad throws in the first half. And then when the rain came, he also had the ball slip off his hands. He had 3 bad throws in the second half. One was a pick. Another could have been a pick. It was far from a perfect game. But this is Brock Purdy on the road, down some weapons against the number 1 defense in football. And you just saw 2 pass plays there where he processes what he sees. He's very decisive. The ball comes out with accuracy. And one, the receiver makes the catch, and the other, a touchdown that Ayuk should have had. He led him perfectly. It would have been a touchdown for 6, and he drops it. So, I mean, it just kind of goes to show, what the old saying, I lie, you lie, but the film never lies. If you roll it back enough and you take a look at these situations, you see that, football is so much a team sport. So many things have to happen correctly to win games and to play efficient football and to play winning football. Sometimes the quarterback's not right. Sometimes the protection's not right. Sometimes the receiver drops the ball. But 2 throws there that really show that the 49ers have a fantastic young quarterback who's decisive, courageous, accurate, throws on time, process what he sees, and has the ability to play high-end offensive football, even in the muck, even without some weapons, even against the number 1 defense on the road. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of The Krueger Show. Thanks to all you guys for supporting The Krueger Show on YouTube.